Willie and Jimbo are spying on the new boy who came to Greenfield in the middle of town.
He looks like a cook,
Willie said. Yeah, he does, replied Jimbo. The smell of his food wafted throughout the town.
I wonder what he's cooking,
Jimbo wondered. The boys decided to go to him.
Hi, I'm Jimbo and this is my friend Willie.
They greeted the new cook. Hi Willie and Jimbo, my name's Tom. I'm the new cook. That's how Willie and Jimbo met Tom the cook. Tom was cooking steaks.
Looks good,
said Willie. Yes, that's my secret recipe, said Tom. Suddenly, Lloyd appeared behind them, smiling and said,
So you already know Tom too, my friends.
Jimbo wasn't surprised. Lloyd never missed a thing. Tom could see that everyone was interested in his food. He wanted to share with them, but he didn't have enough meat for everyone. And the shipment of meat had to come by train. If you'd like my grilled meat, you'd have to go to Greenfield Station. I'm waiting for the shipment there, but I only have enough for one of you. All three of them thought about it. They nodded and walked away. They'd do a classic big contest, and the winner would take all.
I agree. Whoever is first to the station wins,
Lloyd said. So everyone went their separate ways. Lloyd had some tricks up his sleeve, looking at a map of the city, and this time he really knew what the shortest route was, so Lloyd tried to run through the woods to the station. He didn't venture through town because of Timmy, and Willie, as always, stayed on the edge of town. Jimbo wasn't planning to play fair. He called their friend Ellis to meet him with their package. He had the perfect plan. He didn't feel completely comfortable about it, but he really wanted to win this. Meanwhile, Lloyd was stuck in the woods behind a tree.
Oh, no way,
Lloyd thought to himself as Timmy approached him from behind.
I have a feeling you're doing something stupid again here in our town. Am I right?
Timmy asked Lloyd.
I've got to beat Jimbo and Willie today or I'm gonna go crazy,
Lloyd said. Timmy thought to himself. Jimbo was already bothering him too, and he could team up with this thug Lloyd to beat Jimbo and take back his honor.
Well, I'm willing to help you win this without asking any more questions. What do you have to do?
Timmy asked. Lloyd explained to him what they were betting. Timmy didn't care. He just wanted to beat Jimbo, so they sat out together. Willie, meanwhile, was walking along the edge. He seemed satisfied. He didn't rush anywhere and walked calmly around the stream. Ellis was already walking towards Jimbo. Jimbo, meanwhile, was waiting in the woods.
Great, thanks, I needed this.
Jimbo was about to leave, but Ellis said,
You're not so fair,
and walked away. Jimbo didn't think much of it and went back to the cook. Timmy and Lloyd, meanwhile, were looking and evaluating the best route to take to the station.
This way we'll go,
Lloyd decided. Timmy wanted to go his own way, but honestly didn't have a better idea, so he chose a similar route. As they walked, they saw Willie in the distance. They had to be very stealthy to not be seen by him.
He's going the other way,
Lloyd began to laugh. Timmy had wanted to move on for a long time.
Come on, let's go. We have to do this before Jimbo does.
So they walked on. Willie, meanwhile, was losing himself in the woods.
Hell, I wanted to go around the woods, not in the woods.
He started looking around.
Maybe I'll go that way. What can happen?
Jimbo, meanwhile, was walking back to Tom. Hey there, I got you a win, so you might as well serve it up on a plate, Jimbo said in a proud tone. Timmy and Lloyd had already made it to the station. It was great, only they didn't see anything. Someone must have hidden it somewhere, so they started looking. They looked everywhere.
Do you think he's beaten us again?
Lloyd asked.
No, that's not possible. We would have met him on the way after all.
The boys started calling out.
Hello? Anybody there?
But there was no answer. Now Willie came up to them.
I guess I'm the last to arrive, huh?
He asked. The boys explained the situation to him. Willie didn't want to believe it, so he started to convince himself. But he really didn't see anything anywhere.
We have to go back to town. If we see Jimbo having his meal there, he must have done something dishonest,
Timmy declared, ready to arrest Jimbo. Jimbo waited for Tom's steaks to be ready while the boys made a plan. I'm missing one ingredient. You have to go get me some chili, Tom said. Jimbo wasn't too happy about that either. He didn't have the money for the deal.
Of course, I need to get that chili that's growing behind the station right now.
Jimbo knew this was not going to work out well for him now. He decided to go in the direction Willie had taken, past the woods. It was a long way and he knew Lloyd wouldn't go that way, but he had to get back before anyone found out. Jimbo finally decided to go to their treehouse because that's where he and Willie had their chili. As he walked back to his house, he could already see his friends standing by it.
Damn, why are they here?
That's not good at all. He hid behind the barrels and waited for the boys to leave this place. Suddenly, Ellis appeared behind him. "What are you doing here?" Jimbo asked.
"What are you doing here?"
she replied. Jimbo explained to her what had happened to him.
"Well, I have some chili in my hideout by the bridge, by the river,"
she told Jimbo. He knew he had no other choice, so he went to get chili with Ellis. He warned her on the way that he was really in a hurry and couldn't afford to lose. He kept wondering what Timmy was actually doing with them.
"There's no one here,"
Timmy said. They had come here to look for Jimbo, who obviously hadn't run off with the meat to their house. Timmy finally got angry and threw Willie to the ground and tied him to a tree.
"I'm sure you're involved. Willie, you've been helping Jimbo all along,"
Timmy declared.
"That's not true at all. I don't even know where Jimbo is. I'm telling the truth."
Timmy didn't believe him and figured it was best to keep Willie away until he found out. He decided to go into town with Lloyd.
"Hey Tom, has our friend Jimbo been here by any chance?"
Timmy asked. "Oh yeah, he bought me a delivery a while ago and I sent him to get some more chili," the cook replied and continued to mind his own business, not even responding to Timmy's questions.
"You have to answer me which way he went. You're talking to a law enforcement officer."
But even that didn't help, so they decided to lurk around the corner for Jimbo.
"We'll get him when he gets back and we'll arrest him when he confesses. I'm giving you the right now, Lloyd, to help me with my next assignment."
Lloyd was excited. He didn't like Timmy, but he wondered what it was like to be a cop. Willie called for help.
"Hello? Can anyone hear me?"
No one answered. Jimbo finally got to Ellis's hiding place.
"I hope you've had enough of that chili,"
he said. Ellis said nothing and handed him the box, so Jimbo went back to town to see Tom. He still wanted to go back past his house, but decided to let it go.
"I'm not going to complicate things unnecessarily."
He was almost in town when he saw Tom cooking, and he was really hungry. He was so excited that he'd forgotten all about the boys, and all he could think about at that moment was how he was going to eat a great meal. And that's when it happened. He was ambushed by Timmy and Lloyd, both from one side. They took his box.
"Damn, what are you clowns doing?"
Jimbo started swinging at the boys very angrily.
"This is what you get for cheating the contest." "God knows how many times you did that to us when we competed with you,"
Lloyd replied. They already got Willie. Now all they had to do was get Jimbo back to their house. Lloyd had a good feeling he was doing interesting police work. When they got back to their house, Willie was still by the tree.
"Was this really necessary?"
Jimbo asked. Timmy told him it was more than necessary.
"I want you to give back everything you stole. You will miss your punishment today."
Jimbo knew what he meant, but he'd already used the stones to repair the floor. Meanwhile, Ellis was looking for Tom the cook.
"You're Tom?"
she asked. "Yes, I'm Tom." Ellis explained that Jimbo had sent her to go and collect the big prize if there was any problem. Tom was a little surprised. "This is a really strange town," he said. A lot had gone wrong in his estimation, seeing how the number of guys who came here was changing. Jimbo knew he had to stall now and everything would be fine and according to the plan. The plan he'd hoped would work.
"I hope Ellis already has the things I sent her for,"
Jimbo thought. Chef Tom didn't quite believe what Ellis was saying. "Describe to me what this Jimbo looks like," Tom said. Ellis thought she hadn't actually seen him that many times, but she started,
"Well, he has a blue shirt and curly brown hair, also a hat."
This was all she could think of to say about his appearance. The cook still didn't quite believe her, but he had no way of knowing the truth anymore, so he gave Ellis the meat for Jimbo and sent her off somewhere further into town. Ellis walked slowly towards their hiding place. She saw Willie on the ground, chained to a tree, and Jimbo was being held prisoner by Lloyd and Timmy, who was watching this whole situation from a distance, probably to keep an eye on things. Ellis was hiding behind the barrels like Jimbo was earlier. Jimbo spotted her, so he went after Timmy.
"You helped us steal those rocks, and I can prove it. There's Ellis who can confirm it all."
Ellis came out. She had a prize for Jimbo, which she placed against the tree and walked away. Jimbo had no other plan.
"Well, unlike you, I'm honest,"
Timmy added. They all knew it. Jimbo had cheated at the game today. Lloyd suddenly took the meat and ran away with it. Timmy ran after him. Jimbo, while the two boys chased each other, took the opportunity to free Willie. Willie was very shocked and wanted to win the prize. So Willie ran after them and Jimbo was left alone. Lloyd almost couldn't when he jumped over a branch that was like a barrier. Timmy didn't notice and it fell. Willie started laughing.
"You guys are really funny."
Finally, Lloyd stopped too. He was laughing a lot as well. Jimbo walked up to them. He didn't know what had happened, but the three of them were sitting by a tree.
"What have you stopped fighting?"
he asked.
Yes, and we even ate that delicious meal you worked so hard to carve out, my friend.
Lloyd made fun of Jimbo. Jimbo knew he'd better never use those tricks again. He'd never get away with it.